Hey, welcome back, folks. We've made some changes to the graphics settings, kicked them down quite a bit, and it's the same live time, so we're going to do the same flight we did earlier, but because we're in current live time and weather, we have daylight instead of night. Not sure if the control issues will get any better. So far, they're looking really good. I'm able to go outside the airplane, come back inside the airplane, look where I want to look, pause a particular screen if I want to pause somewhere, which I'm going to do right now. Okay, that's much better. Again, we're going to set up some external programs. Let's go to the SimPro flight and load up the same flight we had last time. SimToolKitPro, I should say. I'm very sure this is, pretty sure, well, almost totally sure it's free. This is a free program. IFR flight planning, and we're going to load the latest from SimBrief. That's our route to Geiger. And let's fly. Now, the one thing I'm frustrated here, I mentioned it earlier, is that at this point we should be getting our banner. We don't have our streaming banner. Maybe I know why. I think I know why. Okay, let's go to... My eyes are a little weak, and when I went to the browser, I think this should I think I need a colon right here. Put a colon right here. That should solve the problem. Do I need to refresh that at all? Still don't see the banner there. Let's see if I can close this down and then restart it and see if we get that banner. No banner. Okay. Let's just check that setting one more time and then I'll give up on it. HTTP. Oh, I think I need a colon here too. Missed a couple of colons. localhost colon, is that a colon or a semicolon? Overlay. Okay. Oh, yes. Now we have a banner. Okay. Ha ha ha. That's all it took. That's all it took. Okay. I'm glad to get the banner back. I'm a little concerned. Seem to have a little overlap there, don't I? I think I need a little banner control. Let's go to let's see if I eliminate one of these. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. Oh, goodness. After that, this is so much better with the visual control and the banner back. I am just in hog heaven. Now let's take our available power. Battery 1 on. Battery 2 on. Arm the emergency exits. Arm smoking. Seatbelt sign on. Nav to 1 or 2. Strobes to auto. ADIR 1 system on. ADIR 2 system to align, align. And ADIR system 3 to align. Let's go to the ATSU menu, the company menu. We will go to our initialization screen, grab our data. Remember, our fuel on board is much more than we need right now. Not going to do any weather this time. Perform weight and balance. We're going to load the fuel to that amount, 5630 on the block fuel. Page over, and we'll load our payload. Data screen, aircraft status has not changed. Initialization, request. Kick up our cost index. Other than that, things are the same as last flight. I'm going to abbreviate. I want to abbreviate this quite a bit. We've already had the full flight, right? Flex temp 56. Flap setting 1/down 0.0. That's flaps and stabilizer setting. Transition altitude 18,000 feet. I'm noticing the screen is just a little bit fuzzy, and if I were not streaming, I'd probably go back to some of the old settings. But streaming takes a bit of a horsepower from the computer as well, so we'll settle for a little bit of fuzziness. Flight plan. We are departing Seattle. I think we ought to, let's just use the native air traffic control instead of pilot to ATC. And we will, well, I'm not sure if because I didn't load the, oh goodness, I'm not sure if I can use the native air traffic control because I didn't file the flight plan through them. Well, I'll use the native as much as I'm able, but then I won't use air traffic control beyond just getting me away from the gate. Departure. And I think we were 3-4 right. And no transition. Arrival is going to be on the Zoomer 1 to ILS 3 to the Zoomer 1, and I want no via. That Geiger via kind of screwed me up last time. Okay. Still, it's adding one Zelek, Zyron, Zoomer. It's adding one waypoint, Ephrata. This is the city of Ephrata, Washington. I wonder if I can clear that. Well, shoot. Let's once we get our alignment time, we will revisit that. Let's go ahead and finish up the performance portion. Performance, we have our takeoff runway, we have our V-speeds, we're actually all done our performance, so we are good to go. Want to get Pushback Express set up, and also FS2 Crew.
Let's start setting up. Okay.
Oops. You can tell right away that the settings reset. Don't want the settings to reset. How do I keep these configuration settings for next time? Not really sure. Yeah, it's just a little fuzzier out here. Oh, we got some airborne traffic. This is live traffic. That you're seeing the airborne traffic there. Now that we're a little later in the morning, I guess that's to be expected. There's sure wasn't a lot of traffic at 3 a.m. It's now 8:14 here in the Central Time Zone, so it's 6:14 in Seattle. Progressive wind shear system on. Spoilers armed. Brakes to what in the Boeing would be called RTO, rejected takeoff, but in this case they're called its maximum. And we're still waiting just a little bit on that alignment process.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight tech.
We will be ready shortly.
Okay, I will hold.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight tech.
Confirm all ground checks complete. We're cleared to pressurize the hydraulics.
All ground checks are complete and you are clear to pressurize the hydraulics.
Into plan mode. Let's page through our plan. Zadon. Yeah, we're still having spaghetti there at the end. That was what I was afraid of. Okay, well, let's get rid of that spaghetti. That's all this stuff here at the end. ILS runway 3. Zoomer on the star. No, Zoomer on the star. No via and no transition. Yeah, it still gives me that stuff I don't want. ILS when I'm right at 3. What if I just said no star? No star. Zadon, Zalek, Zoomer. Still all there. Still all there. Don't seem to be able to clear it manually. What if I Let's try Hilly 2. I don't know what the Hilly 2 is. How much worse could it be, right? Yeah, it's not any better. Spokane is just not the airport to go to. Ought to be able just to say no star, no via. It's all still there. I'm just going to check out an RNAV. Yeah, that's not any better. That's better. Let's just get rid of Euphrasia and I'll be okay. Or at least, or insert Euphrasia into a different location. Or Yakub. Actually,
Hi, the security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes, you can start boarding.
Okay.
Well, here we have Zoomer, Euphrasia, and then back to Zoomer. So if I clear this Zoomer, you still have the spaghetti at the end. Well, Darn. I'm a little frustrated here. No star. No via. No transition. What is so difficult about that? Zadon, Zelic, Zyron, and all that other stuff. Well, you would never do this in real life. Oh, I am such a bad person. I think I'm just going to change our destination. This is terrible. Okay, let's go to current flight, and we're going to go to dashboard, IFR flight planning. Guess anyway, instead of going to Spokane, here's our route to Spokane. Instead of going to Spokane, how about we just go to Portland instead? Create a new flight. Okay, create a new plan. We are going to depart from KSEA, Seattle. I hope everyone has a sense of humor about this. KPDX, Portland, same airplane. American Airlines. Okay, and arrival runway. We're gonna want runway. Let's see. 10 left, and let's go generate. Wonderful. And I don't even know if 10 left has an ILS. I believe it does. Let's there we go. So let's go to the ATSU menu, company menu, initialization, and let's say goodbye to Spokane. And now we're going to PDX. Our fuel requirement, our fuel on board is 5.6. We might need a little bit more fuel. not going to get any weather. We'll do our weight and balance. Block fuel, actually a little less fuel, 44.9. So we'll load our fuel. Next page, we'll load our fewer passengers. We were at 172, now we're at 144. Not as many people want to go to Portland. Oh well, I'll find someone who's willing to fly all that spaghetti. Okay, back to the McDo menu. And verify our engines, performance. This may have changed a little. Yeah, it did change a little. These speeds are a little lower. Flight plan. Oh my goodness, flight plan hasn't changed. Okay, well we got to change that certainly. Initialization request. There we go. There we go. I don't know if I can change my flight number in there. I can't. Okay. Here we go. Let's take a look, see how much spaghetti we have. Well, no spaghetti, but then again, we haven't put in a sit or a star either. Ten left. I've done the Helens 4 before. That's not a bad arrival. I've done the Timbers 2 as well. Portland is an airport I'm actually more familiar with. Okay, that's pretty darn straight. I like that. Let's run a checklist.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
Adheres.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
Set.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Barrel ref.
2992. Set.
2992. Set. Down to the line.
Okay, at this point I would get a clearance. I wonder what in the way of air traffic control I can ask for. Seattle clearance.
Seattle clearance delivery. American Alpha Alpha 4 IFR to Portland, ready to copy.
Ah, okay. I like this.
American Alpha Alpha 4 is cleared to Portland Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 16 left climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure frequency is 120.1 squawk 2536.
American Alpha Alpha 4 cleared to Portland Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 16 left climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure on 120.1 squawk 2536.
American Alpha Alpha 4 read back correct. Contact ground on 122.275.
Okay, we are with that air traffic control, I think we're going to be able to handle air traffic control as long as they know where we're going. Baggage loading is complete. Let's get ourselves on the APU. Beacon on. We'll do a fire test on the engines. Get the fuel pumps on. Not sure I did a fire test on the APU. Let's just check and see. That's fine. Do a smoke check. Oxygen supply on. APU start. 1, 2, 3. APU on. APU bleed. Air on.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Are you sure about that? Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start, checklist complete.
Yeah, well, windows and doors aren't quite closed yet because we're not finished with the boarding process. I hit that a little too early. We can say hello to the folks.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck. This is the captain speaking. On behalf of the entire flight crew and myself, I'd like to welcome you aboard today's flight. Our flight attendants are there for your comfort, but more importantly for your safety, so please give them a few minutes of your undivided attention while they go over the safety features of this aircraft. Once the boarding process is complete, we'll get the cabin door closed and push off the gate for an on-time departure. In the meantime, please sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. Welcome aboard.
We are off of external power. I hear a jet engine. Is there something near us that's firing up? That cart is moving rather jerkily towards us. I think our trigger's back.
Hey guys, are we clear to close?
Yes.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
I don't think there is a there's no push request for pushback. So we're just going to do that on our own. The CTAC ground, American 43 requests pushback and engine start. Engine start approved, American 43.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
Starting engine 2.
Let's hold off for just a little bit. Get clear of any ground equipment. Getting some camera issues once again. Here we go. Yeah, we're getting the jerkiness back.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
Starting engine 1.
Actually, let's hit that engine start before we go to engine 2. And now we'll go to engine 1. Flip over our ECAS screen to engines. And we can watch them spool up.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Parking brake set.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you on the right-hand side with the pin.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Set.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
26% set.
Rudder trim.
0.
After start checklist complete.
Flight control check.
Full down. Full up. Neutral. Full right. Full left. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full right. Full left. Neutral.
Your turn. Full down. Neutral. Right, left, neutral. That went pretty quick for you. I'm actually going to undock this and move it to a different window just to kick up the immersion level. No need to really see it, right? You know what it's doing. There it is. I'm just going to move it to a different screen. Make it a little bit bigger so my blind eyes can see it. It's not getting any bigger. Wait, really? I can't see it monstrously well.
Ground American Alpha Alpha 4 tree with India ready to taxi IFR.
American Alpha Alpha 4 tree taxi to and hold short of runway 16 left using taxiway Alpha Charlie. Contact tower on 120.905 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 16 left using taxiway Alpha Charlie American Alpha Alpha 4 tree.
Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Break off.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Flap setting.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. V1. VR. V2. Flex temp.
V1 1 3 0. VR 1 4 0. V2 1 5 0.
V1 1 3 0. VR 1 4 0. V2 1 5 0. ATC.
Set.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff. No blue.
Down to the line.
We're still getting our jerkiness.
Ground generic Quebec X-ray Echo 2275 request taxi to the gate. Generic Quebec X-ray Echo 2275 taxi to gate Sierra 16 via taxiway Papa Cross runway tree 4 center Papa Cross runway tree 4 right Papa Bravo. Taxiing to gate Sierra 16 via taxiway Papa Cross runway tree 4 center Papa Cross runway tree 4 right Papa Bravo generic 275.
Well, my frustration level is growing with my camera system once again. I don't dare look at anything while I'm trying to taxi, or I go wildly out of control. Let's just go ahead and stop right here. Okay, APU off. APU bleed off, APU off. Wing lights on. Landing lights on. They are. No smoking sign on. Cabin crew. Test configuration. That's fine. And let's tune the tower. Boy, I can't read these words.
Seattle Tower American Alpha Alpha 4 tree ready for IFR departure runway 16 left.
American Alpha Alpha 4 tree cleared for takeoff runway 16
Below the line.
left.
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff. Takeoff runway.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Advised.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Pax.
On.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Cleared for takeoff runway 16 left. American Alpha Alpha 4 tree.
Ready.
Ready.
Takeoff.
Oh, now we don't have the jerkiness. I wonder what's going on.
Manflex SRS runway auto thrust blue.
Check.
Let's go to
Thrust set. $100 knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Flap 0.
Speed checked.
American Alpha Alpha 4 tree contact Seattle departure.
Flap 0.
120.1.
After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Pax.
American Alpha
Down to the
Alpha
line.
4 tree,
AP1.
did you
Check.
hear my last transmission?
.1 American Alpha Alpha 4 tree.
what does this say? Nav TCAS standby. TCAS in TARA mode. There's the top of Mount St. Helens blown off. There's Mount Adams to our left. Sorry, I believe that's Mount Rainier to our left, and Mount Adams is hidden a little bit behind that post. Mount Hood can be seen in the extreme distance to the left of Mount St. Helen, just barely visible. Mount Hood is almost due east of Portland.
Below the line.
Barrel rest.
Standard set.
Standard set. After takeoff checklist complete.
transition altitude so we don't change the altimeter. I'm not sure if this controller is going to give us a higher altitude. We might not need much more than 9,000 feet on our trip to Portland. We do have traffic. I wonder if the controller is going to call that traffic.
You have control.
I have control. If we don't climb above 10,000 feet, we really don't have a chance to turn off our landing lights, do we? That's okay. What's that old World War II saying about cigarettes? Burn it, light them if you got them, smoke them if you got them. So we have landing lights, burn them if you got them. This stream is much better than the last one. Not only do we have our banner up that I'm enjoying, but also we're relatively jerk-free, other than that bit when we were taxiing. So Mount Rainier, you can just see it leaving our field of view to the very distant left. There's Mount Adams to our immediate left. And ahead to the left with the top missing is Mount St. Helen. And just to the right of that in the distance is Mount Hood, which is in Oregon State, not far from the Columbia River. And I'd say about 40 to 50 miles almost due east of Portland. The airport, Portland Airport, is east of downtown Portland. All three of them are on or very close to the Columbia River. The Columbia River itself travels west for another 30 or so miles until it dumps into the Pacific Ocean. So Portland is not a coastal city in the fact that it's not on the ocean. It has two rivers. It has the Columbia River, which is the east-west river on its northern side, and then it has the Willamette River. The Willamette is a north-south river, which runs right along the western edge of downtown Portland. Let's get rid of the TrackIR and get down to our flight management computer. Oops. And we will
guess we're not quite ready. We're getting pretty close.
I have control.
You have control.
Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Barrel ref.
2992. Set.
2992. Set. Minimum.
Set.
Set. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
Flaps 1.
Check the speed.
2,500.
Checked. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Flaps 2.
Check the speed.
Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
Gear down.
Gear down.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Flaps full.
Speed checked.
Flaps full.
Cabin crew, be seated for landing.
Landing checklist.
Cabin crew,
Advised.
auto thrust,
Speed.
auto brake,
Low.
ECAM memo.
Landing. No blue.
Landing checklist complete.
We're getting a little bit of our characteristic jerkiness again. The reason we're not tracking the ILS is, I believe, am I correct that I selected this as an RNAV approach? I don't remember exactly. We seem to be doing well on auto land, but I don't have ILS lock from the localizer or the glide slope. So because of that, I don't have auto land. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm descending nicely on profile and on the PAPI, but as far as flare and roll out, I don't believe I have auto control because I'm not in an auto land.
1,000.
I'm in an auto land configuration, but I'm not electronically set up for
Checked.
auto land. Auto land. Just gonna see what happens if auto brakes are max, the spoilers are armed. I'm gonna see what happens if I don't touch anything but the retarders. See how much not entering the flare on my part is going to play a part. Just a little low on the PAPI. Speed is fine.
$500. $400.
We're quite low on the PAPI.
100 above. $300. Minimum.
Continue.
$200.
We're going to be landing on the displaced threshold unless I do something about it,
100.
which I'm not going to.
100.
We are landing well short. You should not
50.
land on the displaced threshold.
40.
No flare. No flare.
30. 20. Retard.
Yeah, we landed on the nose wheel without a flare. That's the price you pay.
Spoilers, reverse green, decel.
Whoa! Whoa, don't know what that is. Well, that's definitely a rival. It's definitely not a landing with a rival. Take care, folks.